A lawyer would make a better statesman than a soldier. A lawyer would make a better statesman than a soldier.
A lawyer would make a better statesman than soldier. A lawyer would make a better statesman than soldier.
He is a child of 10. He is a child of 10.
He is a father of 10. He is a father of 10.
He served me with a kind of coffee. He served me with a kind of coffee.
He served me with coffee of a kind. He served me with coffee of a kind.
You love me better than he. You love me better than he.
You love me better than him. You love me better than him.
This is a photo of me. This is a photo of me.
This is a photo of mine. This is a photo of mine.
They are an industrious people. They are an industrious people.
They are industrious people. They are industrious people.
He is not a fool. He is not a fool.
He is no fool. He is no fool.
He has no more than 10 books. He has no more than 10 books.
He has not more than 10 books. He has not more than 10 books.
He is not a little afraid of it. He is not a little afraid of it.
He is not a bit afraid of it. He is not a bit afraid of it.
I ask you nothing. I ask you nothing.
I ask you for nothing. I ask you for nothing.
We hadn't anything to eat. We hadn't anything to eat.
We didn't have anything to eat. We didn't have anything to eat.
This is the same knife as I have lost. This is the same knife as I have lost.
This is the same knife that I have lost. This is the same knife that I have lost.
Ask him when he comes back. Ask him when he comes back.
Ask him if he will come back. Ask him if he will come back.
He is afraid to go out. He is afraid to go out.
He is afraid of going out. He is afraid of going out.
He is the only son of a poor man. He is the only son of a poor man.
He is only a son of a poor man. He is only a son of a poor man.
I am busy at the moment. I am busy at the moment.
I am busy for the moment. I am busy for the moment.
He went to Beijing for pleasure. He went to Beijing for pleasure.
He went to Beijing with pleasure. He went to Beijing with pleasure.
He presented a pistol to me. He presented a pistol to me.
He presented a pistol at me. He presented a pistol at me.
His English is anything but correct. His English is anything but correct.
His English is nothing but correct. His English is nothing but correct.
He is a man of family. He is a man of family.
He is a family man. He is a family man.
He is too glad to do so. He is too glad to do so.
He is only glad to do so. He is only glad to do so.
I know him. I know him.
I know of him. I know of him.
I hope he will come. I hope he will come.
I wish he would come. I wish he would come.
I sent him to the doctor. I sent him to the doctor.
I sent him for the doctor. I sent him for the doctor.
He threw a bone to the dog. He threw a bone to the dog.
He threw a bone at the dog. He threw a bone at the dog.
He has nothing to write. He has nothing to write.
He has nothing to write with. He has nothing to write with.
He has no one help him. He has no one help him.
He has no one to help him. He has no one to help him.
Have you finished your work yet? Have you finished your work yet?
Have you finished your work already? Have you finished your work already?
Did you do any work last night? Did you do any work last night?
Did you do some work last night? Did you do some work last night?
I left the window open. I left the window open.
I kept the window open. I kept the window open.
Your request is out of question. Your request is out of question.
Your request is out of the question. Your request is out of the question.
The old man is in charge of the children. The old man is in charge of the children.
The old man is in the charge of the children. The old man is in the charge of the children.
He's a worker and writer. He's a worker and writer.
He is a worker and a writer. He is a worker and a writer.
He asked her to keep house. He asked her to keep house.
He asked her to keep the house. He asked her to keep the house.
He is a woman with child. He is a woman with child.
He is a woman with a child. He is a woman with a child.
They are sitting at table. They are sitting at table.
They are sitting at the table. They are sitting at the table.
He has words with me. He has words with me.
He has a word with me. He has a word with me.
They are of age. They are of age.
They are of an age. They are of an age.
We are not behind time. We are not behind time.
We are not behind the times. We are not behind the times.
They began to run inside of this. They began to run inside of this.
They began to run in the sight of this. They began to run in the sight of this.
Anyhow, he works. Anyhow, he works.
He works anyhow. He works anyhow.
You may as well take this. You may as well take this.
You may take this as well. You may take this as well.
His speech was reported at length in the newspapers. His speech was reported at length in the newspapers.
At length, his speech was reported in the newspapers. At length, his speech was reported in the newspapers.
He kept her company. He kept her company.
He kept company with her. He kept company with her.
He simply spoke. He simply spoke.
He spoke simply. He spoke simply.
They saw him through. They saw him through.
They saw through him. They saw through him.
May we meet again. May we meet again.
We may meet again. We may meet again.
He had something to say. He had something to say.
He had to say something. He had to say something.
Aren't you ashamed to talk like that? Aren't you ashamed to talk like that?
Aren't you ashamed of talking like that? Aren't you ashamed of talking like that?
The soil is fit to plant cotton. The soil is fit to plant cotton.
The soil is fit for cotton planting. The soil is fit for cotton planting.
We asked him to speak from experience. We asked him to speak from experience.
We asked him to speak about his experiences. We asked him to speak about his experiences.
It is his manner that annoys me. It is his manner that annoys me.
It is his manners that annoy me. It is his manners that annoy me.
He is my boyfriend. He is my boyfriend.
He is my boy's friend. He is my boy's friend.
You helped him, as well as I. You helped him, as well as I.
You helped him, as well as me. You helped him, as well as me.
What's the time? What's the time?
How's the time? How's the time?
He went to sea. He went to sea.
He went to the sea. He went to the sea.
What kind of doctor is he? What kind of doctor is he?
What kind of a doctor is he? What kind of a doctor is he?
She bought a red and green dress. She bought a red and green dress.
She bought a red and a green dress. She bought a red and a green dress.
He thought about the problem. He thought about the problem.
He thought of the problem. He thought of the problem.
He doesn't think much about that suggestion. He doesn't think much about that suggestion.
He doesn't think much of that suggestion. He doesn't think much of that suggestion.
He worked at a table. He worked at a table.
He worked on a table. He worked on a table.
We shall not be home by 6. We shall not be home by 6.
We shall not be home till 6. We shall not be home till 6.
The teacher began by telling them a story. The teacher began by telling them a story.
The teacher began with a story. The teacher began with a story.
Give me a glass for wine. Give me a glass for wine.
Give me a glass of wine. Give me a glass of wine.
He was familiar to me. He was familiar to me.
He was familiar with me. He was familiar with me.
He escaped prison. He escaped prison.
He escaped from prison. He escaped from prison.
He quotes Shakespeare. He quotes Shakespeare.
He quotes from Shakespeare. He quotes from Shakespeare.
We camped there for the summer. We camped there for the summer.
We camped there in the summer. We camped there in the summer.
Cloth is made from cotton. Cloth is made from cotton.
Cloth is made of cotton. Cloth is made of cotton.
He sat on my left. He sat on my left.
He sat to my left. He sat to my left.